Hello, my name is Septian Ekaputri. I'm from English B. In this video, I want to tell you about travel document, immigration, custom regulation, and cabin when we want to fly Uni Emirat Arab. So, please listen careful my explanation. Enjoy this video. First, before we go to Uni Emirat Arab, we have to prepare some of the travel document. But before that, I want to tell you what is travel document. So guys, travel document is a document official issue by the competent authority of a country, the United Nations, or other international organization to travel between countries containing the identity of the holder. What document do you need to provide for your trip to the United Arab Emirates? 1. Passport. Passport except for entry must be valid for at least 6 months from the date of arrival. And 2. Tourist visa. Passenger with an ordinary passport and confirmation that the visa has been approved prior to departure can obtain a visa on arrival for a maximum stay of 30 or 90 days. Visa approved prior to departure must be deposited by the sponsor at the immigration authority. A minimum of 4 international business days are required prior to arrival in Dubai, but Emirates recommends that online application be made as soon as possible. 3. Additional document. In very rare case, when applying for a visa on arrival, the authorized border officer may require additional document for obtaining a visa: hotel reservation, ticket, paper guaranteeing the travel financial viability. 4. Travel insurance. Report by National UAE Emirates is the first airlines to offer passenger-free COVID-19 insurance worth up to 150,000 euro or IDR 2.5 billion. The health insurance guarantees the health of passengers for those who are exposed to the coronavirus after completing a trip with an airline from Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. This insurance coverage is valid for 31 days after they fly with Emirates. Second, I will discuss the immigration regulation. Visiting visa on arrival. This type of visa is granted upon arrival at certain immigration checkpoint to foreigners from certain countries. This type of visa is granted for a stay permit period of 30 days and can be extended for another 30 days but is not transferable. Requirements: original passport with a minimum validity of 6 months upon arrival in Indonesia, ticket around trip free for the first 30 days, and non-extendable visa fee is not $35 for the first 30 days and can be extended for the second 30 days, $35. Exception of entry restriction. Citizen country and resident of the United Arab Emirates, passenger traveling as tourists to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah, or Sharjah with round-trip tickets. Member diplomatic representative from Indonesia, including administrative staff and authorized delegates provide permission to enter the UAE from the relevant authorities. Indonesian citizens who travel under the Safe Travel Corridor program. They must have entry permit and a return ticket. Passengers who work in vital and critical sector additional entry requirement COVID-19 test requirement. 1. Passengers traveling or transiting from Indonesia are required to have a negative COVID-19 PCR test printout taken no later than 3 times 24 hours. Before the departure of the last direct flight to the United Arab Emirates, test result must include a QR code and be in Arabic or English. Test result must be issued by an approved laboratory list on this page or a laboratory accredited by the country or departure. Passenger must also show a negative result with a QR code from a rapid PCR test carried out at the departure airport within 6 hours before departure. Passengers from Indonesia will undergo a medical examination and a COVID-19 PCR test upon entering Dubai, Al Maktoum, Abu Dhabi, Ras Al Khaimah, or Sharjah. Passengers who enter or transit through Al Maktoum, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah must have a negative COVID-19 PCR test result taken no later than 24 hours before departure and a COVID-19 negative PCR test result taken no later than 25 hours before departure to enter Abu Dhabi. The certificate must be in Arabic or English and issued by an approved laboratory or a laboratory accredited by country of departure. This does not apply to passenger under 12 years of age and passenger with disabilities. Form application requirement. Indonesia citizens who travel in the Safe Travel Corridor programs, they must have an entry permit and a return ticket. Download and register on the COVID-19 DXB Smart app, iOS or Android, if you are head to Dubai, or download the Al Host app if you headed to Sharjah and Abu Dhabi. If you have been vaccinated outside the UAE and want your vaccine status to be approved, you must maintain your green status on the Al Host app in order to enter public place in Abu Dhabi. You must register and upload document for approval at least 5 days before traveling. All passengers are advised to register on the ICA portal as soon as possible. Registration is mandatory for entry. Vaccination is not mandatory for entry but is required to be able to move freely in the city. Passengers arriving in Dubai or Sharjah must have health insurance, quarantine policy. Passengers who come to Abu Dhabi from countries green list including Indonesia do not need to undergo quarantine upon arrival in Abu Dhabi. Passengers arriving from countries other than the green list also do not need to undergo quarantine as long as they have been vaccinated at least 14 days before departure. You may have to undergo quarantine upon arrival in the United Arab Emirates. This does not apply to passengers with a COVID-19 vaccination certificate showing that they have been fully vaccinated with AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca, SK Biosciences, Covishield, Johnson, Moderna, preserve beyond. After discussing immigration regulation, here I will discuss customs. The Modern Slavery Act 2015 is an act of parliament in the United Kingdom that deals with slavery in the country and includes previous offenses related to human trafficking and slavery. The Emirates Group complies with all laws of the countries in which it operates, including those relating to anti-trafficking and anti-slavery. The Emirates Group has a zero-tolerance approach to modern slavery and is committed to acting ethically and with integrity in all business relationships and supply chains. Substance banned in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, has a very strict and zero-tolerance anti-drugs policy. All airports in the UAE conduct thorough searches using highly sensitive equipment. Possession of the number of illegal drugs by travelers entering or transiting the UAE will be subject to penalties. Bringing the medical drugs to UAE. If you are bringing illegal drugs into the UAE, you must apply for a permit through the Ministry of Health website. Ask the doctor whether the prescribed medication is controlled or not. You must also carry a prescription containing the amount maximum supply for 3 months of the drugs brought into the UAE. All other drugs do not require prior approval from the Ministry of Health. And finally, Emirates Airlines cabin baggage. Each passenger may carry one personal item, such as a lady's handbag or one small bag, a coat, robe, or blanket, one umbrella, one pair of crutches or canes, a small camera, limited reading material, baby carrier basket, and duty-free item purchased on the day of your flight. In addition, you can bring up to 2 pieces of cabin baggage with the following condition. Laptop and laptop bag are included in one of these baggage allowance. First class and business class passengers are allowed to carry 2 bags with a maximum total weight of 15 kg. While economy class passengers are allowed to bring 1 bag with a maximum weight of 7 kg. And for ticket issue in Brazil, economy class customers on flight to or from Brazil are allowed to bring 1 piece of luggage with a maximum weight of 10 kg. Check-in baggage. In addition to cabin baggage, each passenger gets a free check-in baggage allowance, the amount and weight of which depends on the flight route and flight class. First class, concept of weight, the maximum total weight is 50 kg with the total dimension of each bag a maximum of 300 cm, and the weight of each bag does not exceed 32 kg. Business class, concept of weight, the maximum total weight is 40 kg with the total dimension of each bag a maximum of 30,000 cm, and the weight of each bag does not exceed 32 kg. Economy class, concept of weight, a maximum total weight of 30 kg with a maximum total dimension of each bag of 300 cm, and the weight of each bag not exceeding 32 kg. Emirates Airlines imposes strict rules on the maximum weight of each bag. If your bag it into two or more, or you will be charged an excess baggage fee. This additional fee also applies if the weight of the item you carry exceeds your check-in baggage allowance. Prohibit and restrict items for the safety of passenger, crew, and aircraft. The following items are prohibited or restricted aboard all aircraft. Please make sure that you do not carry items included in this list in your carry-on or check-in baggage. Dangerous goods or substances that can pose a health or safety hazard to passenger. Carriage of this item is governed by international civil aviation regulation and is generally not allowed in cabin or checked baggage. With a few exceptions, please note that this item may be confiscated at the departure gate by local authorities. This item may also not be returned to you depending on the applicable condition. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video can help you to prepare your